All right, welcome everyone to another episode of the Daily High. I will be your only host, Tone Vase. It got a little late for Matt over in Japan. I am on the West Coast, so it's still early for me, as it is around 8:20 in the morning, something in that realm. I'm going straight to the charts. No reason to look at my little tiny hotel room in Las Vegas. So we had the Fed announcement yesterday. I wanted to go live, couldn't make it with absolutely no surprise. It was a 25 basis point rate drop. And now we can review what is expected going into the next Fed call. The next Fed call is a month and a half away. It is going to be the October 29 Fed call. The current interest rate is 4% to 4.25%. And there is a 90% chance that the Fed is going to lower rates again. This is not that surprising. As I've been saying for a long time, Jerome Powell will either have to do what Trump says, or he's going to get fired, or I don't know, some other intimidation happening. So I'm not surprised. Trump wants the interest rate lowered in order to, refinance American debt. There is nothing that can happen in America that would cause the interest rate to go up at this point. They have to suppress it down as much as they can. Otherwise, the whole country is going to collapse since the federal debt is now so high. I'm going to be updating my spreadsheet on the federal debt. I can't believe the fiscal year 2025 is almost over. We only have a few more months, and then we'll get the data for the next time. I did fill all of this out. So after the next one, I guess I should do some videos on it. It's going to be interesting if we're going to be over $2 trillion in deficit going into year end. I don't remember when the last time I looked at it was, but we can keep an eye on that as we go. Okay, price of Bitcoin. We are looking very good. We are at $117,500. As you can see by this monthly candle, we are at a new monthly closing high. It could still be disappointing. The all-time high is 124. It feels like we're still like 5-6% below all-time high. It feels like a snail trying to go up, a pyramid, like the Pyramid of Giza. But when you step back and you look at what is actually happening, this is a linear scale, not a logarithmic scale. And on a linear scale, we have this trend line. And I would love to see a massive breakout above that trend line on this linear scale. We still have all of our extensions from the monthly MRI top that took place back in June of 24. And we still have room. There is a new monthly MRI coming, and we still have extensions. Extension C is the closest one to achieving, the next step. But we still have plenty of upside on a monthly scale. The weekly scale, as you guys can see from the weekly scale, I am waiting for next week. I'm hoping that this candle is a little more not a breakout candle, because I don't really want to have to go 100% long on my Bitcoin position this week. I wanted to wait till next week, because today is already Thursday, and I hate entering going into the weekend. I think the weekend is going to have a little bit of a pullback. I am not crazy bullish right here, right now, but next week, if we are trading above 118 next week, giving us a green star candle on the weekly, we will be looking great. Let's take a look at the oscillators. The oscillators are still a bit of a concern. The MACD would be very nice if the MACD could cross over above the zero line. It's a little too high above the zero line, but hey, I'll take it. Look at the last time we crossed over into bullish territory. That was back in May. And how did we do from May up until the top? Here is June. Here is May. That was April, May. That was back here. Okay. So we crossed right here and we did very, very well. The price of Bitcoin was in a similar position. It was, maybe 10 to 15% below the all-time high at 93,000 versus about 107. And we went all the way to 124. And we are sitting in a similar position again today. So that looks very good. The RSI is concerning, but this trend line becomes easier and easier to break the lower it is. But the RSI does not look great. The CMF does look great. I'm going to delete some of these lines. They are, we are in this cluster and we are rising above it. I'm going to give it a few more weeks. But man, once the CMF goes above that 125 area, maybe 130 area, that would be absolutely perfect. Volume is not great, and the EXA is crossing over this week. It never got into the oversold area, which is good. We got to hold the moving averages. The weekly chart is starting to look very, very bullish. Man, give me another green star candle next week, which is coming in about 3 or 4 days. And I think this breakout could be absolutely awesome. Okay, daily chart. Daily chart is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. We got a green star candle. And look at the last time we had a green star candle. It was a big breakout candle. I don't like seeing big breakout candles on green star candles. I prefer them to be more like this. There's a beautiful little green star candle right here where we were in consolidation and got a green star candle. Look what happened right after that. We got a move into the MRI's all-time high. We got an $8,000 move for 7% over the next 7 days, going right into an MRI top. So let's see if we can do this again. And this time make a new high. Unfortunately, this MRI top led to not only one full move to the downside for an MRI buy, but even a second full move to the downside for an MRI buy. This time around, I would love to see an MRI buy come in, but this time, an MRI top come in. But this time, when we get the MRI top, we're going to get the MRI top inside a weekly green star candle. That would be a conflict between a daily MRI top and a weekly start to a massive uptrend. Guess which one's going to win? I will be betting on the weekly winning all day long. So this means that unlike the last MRI top on the daily, which came on August 13, let's take a look at that. See, here is the August 11 candle. We were getting a daily MRI top inside a weekly MRI top. And in fact, probably I'm going to, hype up my own indicator here for a bit. The only reason we didn't get a proper weekly MRI top is because we got derailed by the daily MRI top. See, the daily MRI top coming in on the warning candle, which is the one candle before the weekly MRI top, says, hey, you may want to get out because of this daily problem. And getting out because of this daily problem prevented the weekly MRI from reaching its peak. The situation is so different this time. See, this time we're getting the daily MRI top as the weekly is about to get rolling. So just like I was pretty confident that this daily will likely lead to a full-blown downtrend on a daily scale because the weekly is at a top. Now, I will be very confident that the daily MRI top, if we get it around the 122 area, will only lead to a 1 to 4 candle correction. I'm not going to expect it to go all the way into a daily downtrend because the weekly is going to be in the complete opposite situation. The weekly is going to be coming off a green star candle like we had back in June or all the way back in April. This is the kind of environment the weekly situation will be in. and not the kind of environment the weekly situation was in back in August. So everything is setting up for some amazing year-end bull run, yeah, into year-end. In case anyone is curious, my year-end target is $142,000, subject to change on every single video that I do. Okay. Short-term chart. Here is the hourly chart. I prefer the hourly chart. Yesterday, when we did this video, I was talking about, hey, the Bitcoin MRI buy is coming up. The Bitcoin MRI buy and the hourly happened 1 hour before the Fed call. Here is the Fed announcement at the 2 p.m. Eastern time. It created a new low. It reversed the market. And guess where we topped? We topped right on the hourly MRI top at 1 a.m. I think I was already sleeping, even though it was way earlier for me here in Vegas. And we are coming off a green star candle. This is, the 10 a.m. reversal-ish area here. I am pretty bullish. I can't wait to look at the general stock market. Let's see what's going on in the stock market. 5-minute chart is not as interesting to me. Here's the hourly chart of the stock market. Here is, all right, come on. Here's our opening candle. Here's the 10 a.m. reversal. We are going to go over to the 5-minute candle. Here's a 5-minute candle. Is that 10 a.m.? No, that's 10:30. Interesting. Okay, here is the 9:45. Here is that 10 a.m. reversal. So the 10 a.m. reversal actually happened to the upside. Here is the opening candle. We drop. Here is the 9:45 candle. So we reversed around 9:46, 9:47. That is within the 10 a.m. parameters. The reversal was to the upside. If I was live trading this, I'm probably waiting until that 9:55 green candle here to enter my bullish trade. Maybe I'm entering here on a 9:50 candle, somewhere up here. I'm going long. Wow, that was a 25 point move. That is beautiful. And this clearly this reversal candle here and the MRI reverses us, and we have a beautiful reversal back up. So I like where the S&P is right now. I would be very bullish on the S&P if we can get a 10-minute candle closing above that line I just drew. That line is sitting at 6645, and I would be pretty bearish on the S&P the rest of the day if we get a 10-minute candle closing below 6635. So you have this 10-point range where I would not touch the S&P, but the moment I get that 10-minute close or a big rally, because this candle has just started. So if this candle just started, if current candle starts trading above the swing high, I will probably be going long on the S&P for one more push to the upside, and that should also push Bitcoin to the upside as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Hey guys, I am off from here. I will be off to Colorado. I'm actually going to stop by Phoenix for a day or two, but I don't think I'll have time to hang out. That's why it's not on my calendar. But from there, if you happen to be in Colorado near Denver, a few hours south of Denver, I will be at the Observer Ranch event for the weekend, and then I will be heading to Mexico. I will update my calendar for October sometime this week, but I don't know if I have any events. I'll just list the countries I'll be in case someone happens to be there. All right, anything interesting on these charts? Bitcoin dominance is still not taking off to the upside. I am still optimistic that Bitcoin dominance will start trading to the upside. Gold is on its MRI weekly top. It's time to take your profit in gold. I am leaning towards the 1 to 4 candle weekly correction and then more upside. That is, I don't think this is, the massive top. I'm feeling at the moment, I am looking at the 1 to 4 candle pullback and then more upside. My target has been $5,000 for this bull run in gold. It is a yearly MRI top as well here. Something to keep in mind. It's a yearly MRI top. I think we're going to get a blow off top near 5,000, and then it's going to have a pullback down to maybe $2,000 to $3,000 range. So I'm not crazy optimistic on gold, but here's the monthly chart. The monthly has a few more months to go. I still think we have room to run, and I think the top in gold will likely be made next year, just like Bitcoin. Let's go back to that weekly. So 1 to 4 week correction, maybe another weekly uptrend, and maybe even a second consecutive MRI top on the weekly in gold. Silver has a few months to run as well, has a few more weeks to run to the upside. Silver on a monthly only has 2 months to go, but gold on a monthly has 3 months to go. This is very, very interesting. So if you look at silver, silver is closer to its monthly MRI top than gold is. So silver will likely top this year and gold potentially next year, or they both could top this year. But anyway, silver has less room to run on a monthly scale versus gold. But on a weekly scale, silver has like 4 or 5 more weeks to go on this current up move, while gold on a weekly scale has topped this week. These are very, very different dynamics. But on a monthly scale, they are way closer to each other. They are within 1 candle apart. But on a weekly scale, they are like 5 to 6 candles apart. So let's see if they follow the MRI with gold pulling back and silver continuing to rally. Then silver pulling back, gold rallies, and then both of them top at the end of the year, along with Bitcoin as well, potentially. Tone, what percent do you have in the S&P? At the moment, not that much. Less than I probably should. The gold-silver ratio, I'm not going to get into that. Oil, totally useless chart. S&P, we already discussed. And here's that 10-minute candle. It kind of got us in the middle of nowhere right now, but I am feeling bullish on that candle. Comparison between S&P and Bitcoin, both rallying. They're a bit correlated. S&P all-time high. Bitcoin lagging quite a bit, actually. This chart is going to go down. This is the Fed funds rate. They are lowering the rate once again. But look at this. Look at this 30-year and 20-year interest rate. They are high. Where is the 10-year interest rate? The 10-year is the green, is right there. So we are right at the 10-year with the Fed funds. But if you're getting that mortgage, that 30-year interest rate is still higher. And then we're still dealing with a bit of an inverted yield curve here. Actually, maybe not. It's not that inverted anymore. It's not that crazy inverted. It's not that bad. 30 is above the 20. 20 is above the 10. The 10 is above the 5. The 5 is above the 2. No, the yield curve looks good. You got some weird stuff below the 2 period, but that's okay. That stuff's kind of not that important. A little inverted, but not crazy inverted. And Tesla is still rallying nicely. Okay, that is it for me. Someone asked me to look at some kind of rainbow chart. I don't know what that is. I can't look at something I don't have in front of me. So sorry about that. Trump is happy now? No. Trump was the interest rate at 2%. He's not happy. When have you ever seen Trump happy? He's never happy. GLW, WM, and AMD. Very quickly, let's cycle through. GLW, what the hell is that? Never heard of it. Looks very, very bullish. That is the weekly chart. Looks crazy bullish. Whatever this company does, they're doing very, very well at their craft. monthly bullish, weekly bullish, and daily it topped, but it's about to give you a green star candle tomorrow. This is very, very bullish. Next, WM. I hope you're in that stock, and I hope you've been in it for a while. The complete opposite. Okay, we got the daily that is bearish. We got the weekly that is super bearish. And we got the monthly. Well, waste management isn't doing a good job of waste managing. And this is a bearish all across the board. Complete disaster. Bearish on all time frames here. Wow. This could be a nice short in the making. Beautiful. Hope you're short this stock already. And the last one was AMD. Monthly bullish, looking very nice. Got rejected by the MRI resistance line. Beautiful reversal candle on a red star candle. A bit of a conflict here, but support. All the moving averages are now rising. This is looking great. Very bullish on the monthly. A bit neutral on the weekly. Look at this beautiful MRI top on AMD. Totally tradable. And 1 to 4 candle correction, and it looks like it's ready to go up. I'm going to say neutral here with a minor bullish bias. And the daily does not look good. This is definitely looking bearish here with a price flip candle. So I'm going to say neutral with a slight bearish bias, maybe a little more than slight. So this is a little all over the place. If the daily can make it past 166, this would be bullish across all time frames, ready for new all-time highs. Okay. Doge has an ETF. Sure. I mean, look, MSTR is just Bitcoin, you know? Oh, wow, nice candle. I have no idea what news happened. Oh, they bought more Bitcoin. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, looks very good. Daily green star candle. You guys know what that means. Wow, they got a long way to go before they flipped the wave. They got a 200-day moving average. That's a problem. Green star candle is making me bullish. Weekly, look at this. MRI buy coming up. MRI warning candle. We may not reach MRI buy. This warning candle could remain. MRI warning candle right there on the buy side. So the weekly is becoming bullish. And the monthly is probably bearish. Bearish, but without a red star candle. So it's kind of in the middle here. I would like to see a monthly green star. 2 green stars next to each other is very bullish. MicroStrategy should do well. All right, guys. That is it for me. Whoa. Beautiful monthly candle. Stuck at the MRI resistance line. Pretty sure it's going to break it. Crazy bullish on a monthly. Where are the green stars? There they are. Crazy bullish on the weekly. I have no idea what Baidu did, but Jesus Christ. And second consecutive daily MRI top on a daily. So I would not rush into this trade today. It's already too late. The time to go long was back here at $100, actually. Breaking this green star candle here, breaking this crazy long MRI resistance line. Unfortunately, we break the MRI resistance line on an MRI top, which means I'm not entering on this day. If I was watching it and I got, had the balls to enter on this green star candle, that would have been nice, but the wave's turning green, so that's good. And then I'm waiting for this next green star candle. I might have felt like I'm chasing it a little, but the monthly would have just started its green star, so I would have felt confident on a monthly, and the weekly would have just started its green star, so I would have been confident on the weekly. This thing still has plenty of room to the upside, but man, I would take it easy right now. Jesus, good find. All right, guys, this show's lasted long enough. I gotta get moving, get my day going. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're in Mexico, you'll find me at BitFit Games. Or if you're in Colorado, you'll find me at Observer Ranch. Thank you all for watching, everyone, and see you all on the next one. How do I stop screen share here? Cool. Oh, and thank you for those that came out to... Oh, wait, that's not it. Thank you for those that came out to the meetup yesterday here in Vegas. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully see you all tomorrow.